Hey y'all, how's it going? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, as some of y'all may have noticed, I am not where I normally am, and this is because I have gone home for the weekend, and I'm back in my hometown, in my actual house, in my actual room, and since I'm here, I decided it would be the perfect time for me to film another video. And this time I was sitting here and thinking, I don't get to see my pets very often anymore, and they're just so great that I felt like they deserved their own video. And yes, my cat is here with me right now. He's currently chewing on my shirt. I don't know why. That's just something that he likes to do. He purrs and he pulls down my shirt while sucking on it, and he's very aggressive about it. So I'm just gonna let him do his thing while I try to continue my intro. Actually, I'm really happy to be back home, but sorry, I have cat hair in my mouth now, thanks to this one, who you'll be finding out more about in a minute. But so today, since I'm back home, UGA, or Athens, decided it would be the perfect time to start snowing. So I got to be here in Augusta, which is where I'm from, where nothing ever happened. We did get some rain, but not much, and it was just cold and wet, while literally my campus, the one weekend I'm not there, they got actual snow. It hardly ever snows in Georgia, and this year it decided that it wanted to, and I wasn't there for it. So yes, I am a little salty about that. But I guess, what can you do? Anyway, I'm making the most of the situation. Well, for one, I'm home, which I really enjoy being home. I haven't gotten to go home in a while, so it's nice to be back. And I decided to film my pets, which I always love spending time with them, especially this one, since I barely get to see him much anymore. He's very happy right now. What else? So this video is basically just an introduction. I have 4 pets, all of which you're going to get to meet, hopefully see a little bit of their personality. I tried to take some videos of them throughout the duration of my stay, and sorry, the cat hair. Like I said, it's really bad. He sheds quite a bit, but I tried to capture different moments and like typical things that they do. Each one of them, of course, has a unique personality. I love all of them. Midnight is actually my cat. He belongs to me, which is why he stays in my room and sleeps with me at night. And then I also have 2 dogs and a goldfish. The goldfish is also mine, and I'll talk more about that in a bit. The 2 dogs belong to my brothers, which I will also get into. And those are the household pets. Oh yeah, and sorry, my hair is wet. It's kind of late. I just took a shower and then I decided to film. I don't know why. I wasn't really sure if I would get another chance to film the intro to this video, and I wanted to do it while I was still at home rather than when I'm back in my dorm. Yeah, so I guess without further ado, we can get into the video where I introduce y'all to my pets, which I'm all very excited about, and I love them so much. And I hope that you guys will learn to love them as much as I do. Say hi, Midnight. So this is my goldfish. His name is Steve. So something interesting about all of my pets is that they are rescues, and Steve is a rescue more than any of them. The reason for that being, Steve was actually part of an old lab that I did in AP Bio back in 10th grade in high school. It was a respiration lab, so we were like measuring the heart rates and how much they breathe, like the goldfish breathe during different levels of I call it stress. I mean, technically different temperatures of the water that they were in. Like we would put them in hotter water, and then we would move them to colder water, and we'd kind of monitor and see like how things changed in their breathing rates, basically. So that did put a lot of stress on all of the fish, and a couple of them died, including the one that we were originally using. It wasn't our group that killed him, but the period after he died, and we felt kind of responsible for that. So yeah, anyway, after the day was over, my bio teacher asked the class if anybody wanted to take home some goldfish, and I decided that I did. And so I texted my mom that day, went to track practice with my goldfish, and we got him a tank, and Steve has been with us ever since then. And so I guess I'll share a couple fun facts about Steve. He is a very interesting fish, for sure. He's very resilient. So the thing is, I'd never actually had a goldfish before, or any fish at all. And so my parents and we did what we could by researching. We got him a tank, we got him the food that we thought we needed, but we weren't doing everything correctly, I guess you could say. There was a time where Steve started to turn a little bit black, and turned out he was burned by the ammonia that we had in our tank, and we just didn't realize. And so our goldfish was black for a while, and that was not good. Eventually we got the ammonia levels down, and he turned back to his golden color, as you can see, and then his tail started to rot, and that was also not good. He apparently, I think it's a bacteria that's in the water or something that can cause the tail to rot away, and so he kind of just had to learn to swim without a tail. And here I've included some pictures of him back when he was much younger, and you can see that he literally has no tail. But yeah, so I guess all we can say about Steve is that he is an extremely resilient fish. He has come back better than ever, and truthfully, I don't think that there is anything that will stop this guy. Like, look at how big he's grown. He is in a 10-gallon tank, and they told us that goldfish can grow up to be a foot long, and Steve is very, like, large, just, like, rotund, I guess. But, He's a good fish. He is actually the only fish that has survived from that stock back in the AP Bio class. Everybody else's fish, they've all died. So Steve he was the best of the bunch, and while I may not have been the best caregiver at first, I swear I did my best, and he's not dead. So I did something right, I guess, maybe. Anyway, so yeah, that's Steve. I hope y'all enjoyed learning about my cute little goldfish. Alright, so next up is the first dog, and this is Ranger. He belongs to my oldest brother, Daniel, and he got him when he turned 14. It's kind of a rule in our family, like, well, I guess it started with me since I'm the oldest, but whenever we turned 14, we are each able to get a pet, and so I got a cat, and my brothers both got dogs. This is a video of me playing toss with him, and he's bringing it back, and well, there's two different types of bones, because he just likes to chew on them. He doesn't actually bring it back and play fetch like most dogs do. So you see there's a different bone every time I throw it, because I would just squeak the new bone and he would like come running after that, and he'd want that one instead. So I guess I was kind of tricking him that way. Let's see. So Ranger is he's a sad dog. Well, I mean, he's not sad. He just looks really sad, like you kind of saw in some of the other footage. He just has the saddest little face, and he always looks like he's really depressed. He's kind of an old soul, I would say. He definitely has some... He's not as fast as his brother. That's Striker, by the way, the black one, but I will get to him in a minute. But Ranger is the one that my brother is currently chasing. That's Daniel. He's the oldest. Because Ranger is also very stubborn. He has a rock in his mouth currently and is running all over the backyard with it because he knows that he is not supposed to have the rock, because why would you chew on a rock? It would just break his teeth out. Striker desperately wants to join in. He's got an actual ball in his mouth, but Ranger is just trying to get away because he doesn't want Daniel to get the rock out of his mouth, even though he knows, oh, there, Daniel caught him and he's going to force it out of his mouth. He's really got it lodged in there. Anyway, so like I said, Ranger is an extremely stubborn dog. So when he sets his mind to something, he is going to do it, no matter what. So, like when it comes to rocks, he will just eat the rocks. He likes to chew on random things. He's got a very strong jaw. So Ranger is part pit bull. Like, he's mainly pit bull, we think. He's probably got some lab in him, maybe some boxer. He's definitely a mutt. He was a pound puppy. That's where Daniel got him. He is sweet, but like I said, he's just really stubborn, and he has some health issues. So he's got really bad allergies, and we have to give him medication for that. And his back leg tends to hurt him a lot. So when he's running for a long time, which he definitely can't keep up with Striker. He's not built for running. He's very stocky, whereas Striker is lanky, because Striker is like full lab, and he's got that ability to run faster, but he tends to like lift his leg up also when going downstairs. But Ranger loves to play and chew on things. As you can see, Daniel is tantalizing him with this bone that he's desperately trying to get a hold of, and Striker is trying to join on the fun. Now I think I have it. I'm not exactly sure what's going on in the video. Oh, I threw it downstairs. Yeah, you can kind of see how he's limping down the stairs. I don't know if y'all saw that or not. There's Daniel. They're coming back up with the bone. Ranger got it. Striker's desperately going to try to take it from him. Yeah, that's pretty much it about Ranger. Oh, now he's offering my flute. I was very upset about that. Yeah, like I said, that's pretty much it for Ranger. He, of course, is a very sweet dog, just a little on the stubborn side at times, and can be a little hard to deal with. But otherwise, I guess I will move on to the next pet now, which is going to be Striker, whom you've already seen some of. Hi there, kid. Let me look at that face. Oh, so cute. So this is Striker, and like I mentioned, he belongs to my youngest brother, Matthew. He is a black lab, mostly. He's probably got some other things in him. So Striker is extremely sweet. As you can see here, we were watching a movie, and he is the best cuddler out of all of our pets. He likes to just literally lay right up against you and basically just put himself in your lap, but he's also kind of a terror. As I'm showing here, he likes to chew up things. I think that was a DVD player that he had destroyed, and here he is so excitable. Like, I'm not even kidding. He will just jump up on you as soon as you want to go out and play with him. Like, he is a bundle full of energy at all times, and he is ready to go and ready to play. And until you say that, like, you are ready to go and like start throwing the stick with him, he will not leave you alone, and he just there's Ranger peeing. He just will always continue to jump up on you. So something I forgot to mention earlier with Ranger and Striker both. So my brothers named them, and they both actually have sports connotations. So Daniel is a very big baseball fan, and his favorite team is the Texas Rangers, because we used to live in Texas, and so he named Ranger after the Texas Rangers. Matthew is a soccer player, and he I think he played forward. I'm not entirely sure, but one of the names is Striker, like striking the ball into the goal, hence the name Striker. They're both very powerful names, I feel like, but the way that they got their names, maybe not quite what one would normally expect. So as you can see here, Striker loves to play fetch, loves people to chase him when he has the stick, loves to run around the yard, really. Ranger's much more of a static person, or dog, I mean. He kind of will just stand in place, chew on his stick, do what he wants. And so the two of them are very different in that sense. However, the two of them really are buddies, and they are always getting along, which is really uncommon, I think, when it comes to male dogs, or at least that's what my dad always says. I definitely think we got Ranger first, and I definitely think that it has a lot to do with Ranger's personality. He's just a very passive dog. He's chewing on another rock. See, what did I say? Like, he really likes those rocks. But is just very easygoing, I guess, and which is kind of uncommon in a dog. Like, he literally doesn't stress anything. Like I said, he is stubborn, but like he still doesn't really care about much, whereas Striker is like all high energy, all pent up, like going crazy all the time. Kind of hard to deal with sometimes, but like I said, he makes up for it in sweetness because he is just such a cute dog. Yes, the two of them are extreme beggars. When it comes to food, they want all of it, especially the people food. They got little treats here. Ranger immediately starts eating his. Striker always goes and carries his into the other room where he then proceeds to chew it. So again, they're different in that sense. But when it comes to human food, anytime anybody has anything, both dogs will be up in your face, you know, begging for food, wanting to get that treat. So I guess in some ways it can be a little bit annoying. They usually get rewarded with a little bit. We don't feed them that much human. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it for the dogs. So I will move on to my last pet, which is, of course, my very own, very sweet kitty, whose name is Midnight.
You missed. I don't know.
So Midnight is, of course, like I mentioned, my very sweet kitty, and I love him so much. I've had him since I was 14, so gosh, I guess he's probably about 4 or 5 now. He'll be turning 5 this year, which is crazy. I still think of him as a little kitten, but he, as you can see, is so helpful when we always change the sheets. He likes to go up underneath them, and I don't know why. I guess he just likes the way that the blanket feels, or like he likes to hide. He likes dark spaces a lot, and like hiding under things, so maybe he likes it whenever we change the sheets because of that. But gosh, there's so much I could say about him. He is just such a sweet kitty. He's got so much personality. I mean, as far as cats go, I know that there are definitely those that, you know, will like come up with you and like snuggle, and they always want to be in your lap and stuff. Midnight is not one of those cats, unfortunately. I really wanted him to be. Like, I would have loved somebody to just sit next to me while I read a book on the couch or something. But that doesn't mean that he is not so sweet. He is a little bit aloof at times, as most cats are. He likes his personal space, and when he wants attention, he will let you know and make you give him attention. Right now, he's on the extra bed that was in my room, and sometimes he gets into little moods. Like, as you can see, he's kind of biting my hand here. I'm not the one that he usually roughhouses with. Like, my dad will get down with him, and like the two of them will roughhouse on the floor, and like he'll, you know, scratch at his arm and bite him. But when he does this to me, I usually shut him down because I'm not a big fan of it. He is his favorite place to get scratched is definitely under his chin. So when he's just sitting there and waiting, I don't know what he's looking at there. Sometimes he just randomly stops and, oh, no, there he goes. But when he's just sitting and resting, then sometimes I like to scratch him under his chin, and, you know, he'll just like lift up his chin and close his eyes and purr, and it's such a sweet thing that he does. But right now he is definitely attacking my hand, which is not fun. This is his perch out by the front of the house. It's his window where he sits pretty much all day, and he's either sleeping or, as he's doing right now, he is staring out the window, and I guess he's probably keeping watch over the house, and I don't know, making sure that nothing out there is something that we need to be worried of. So something that is really sad, which also, ignore the dirty door. The dogs like to get up there with the mud. He always wants to be outside like the dogs are. He doesn't understand how the dogs always get to go outside. We do let him out at times, but for most of the part, he has to stay indoors. But he constantly cries about that. Sorry about the blurriness here. I think it'll go away in a second. But unfortunately, he stays indoors and he'll just sit at the window and like he'll scratch at it and he'll try to get out. And it's really quite pitiful because he just meows and he just doesn't understand why the dogs are able to go out whenever they want to, but he can't. So something else that he is given a lot of, every day he gets some tuna, which is like his favorite treat ever. He of course gets like regular cat food, but we gave him a little bit of tuna and he goes crazy for it. Like when it's time for tuna, which is about 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, he will not leave anybody alone in that house until he gets tuna on that plate and he is able to eat his tuna. So he's very punctual about it and very serious about his tuna. When he wants the tuna, this is what he does. You can kind of see he's giving you what we call the soul stare, where he looks directly at you and into your eyes, and it's like he's trying to mind control you into doing his bidding. Like his eyes narrow like that, and he just looks deep into your soul as if he's trying to coerce you, like, yes, you need to follow me. I am trying to get you to do what I want and you need to understand. So anyway, that was all of my pets and I hope you enjoyed learning about them. I hope you love them as much as I do now. Go leave a comment down below of which pet was your favorite. Although I don't know if you could possibly judge them because they're all so cute. But if you had to, it should be Midnight or Steve, of course, because they're mine. Even though the dogs are, of course, as sweet as always. Like, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will catch you guys in the next one. Have a great night, everybody. Bye, I guess. I'm hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me.